Alright guys, so I am here in the dragon graveyard. Oh hang on. If I turn into oh no, not a doom wisp. A dragon. That'll be easier to see these guys. Um so I was talking about NPCs that should be people you can have as companion NPCs. And these guys see alright, so I would love to have Blackjackal as an NPC that would hang out with you. But some of these characters, Baldric or Balderic, however you want to say it, from Doomwood, Blackjackal, a couple of these different characters, they, canonically for the storyline, they sort of need to be where they are. But let's say you finish the quests in the Dragon Graveyard, then maybe you could have one of these guys that you do a quest and you help him out, and then he's your follower. Kind of like you do these quests for the owl guy at the bank, and then his nephew will follow you around. So, and like I said, and he's an ornithon, I think is how you say it. And so like these they already have characters that are personified like human intelligence characters. Um Sentient, that's what I was trying to think of. They have sentient characters that are like companion NPCs already. Um and the suggestions I'm making for some of the different ones, including the Forgotten Warriors, by the way. I went to Pointless Isle, and they did not have them there anymore. I don't know if it's just a summer thing or what the deal was, but when I went there to try to find them and show what they look like, they weren't there, and so maybe it's just a summer thing. But the Forgotten Warriors are this giant dude and this giant chick, and they um they have fidget spinners as their weapons, and they are I believe berserkers. I'm not sure. And they're from the underworld, so they're like related to the Dage stuff, Dage's underworld. um but like, so what I'm saying is that in addition to individual NPCs in the game, they could come up with um original ones that are specifically for being a companion NPC, like the Ornithon's nephew. Or it could be like one of these generic, he doesn't have a name. He's a defiler bandit, but he doesn't have like an individual, like his name isn't, you know, Steve or Carrie or whatever. Those are just the first two that came to mind. But he doesn't have a regular name. Um, but you could have, theoretically, someone like this who is let me photo mode. Um, I'm not really being very concise. I'm running on very little sleep. It's Christmas Day. I'm tired. I ate too much, wah wah wah. But uh but yeah, so I'm gonna continue hopping around the different maps and showing NPCs I think would be great as companion NPCs. Okay, so here we are in Dread Fool's Labyrinth. Um, or is it Dead Fool? Uh, Let me go find out. All right, so there's D Pity, and his title is Mostly Naked. Oh, Dreadful. Okay, it is that. Why are you naked? Hey, you got a spare tunic I could buy off you? You're naked. I've been nakeder. Great observation, though. I love this. Oh, his other thing, it says big deal. Look, I'm famous, like super famous. I'm D Pity, cosplaying YouTuber extraordinaire. I don't know if this is based on a real person or not. Never heard of you. Exactly. Thanks, but sorry, no autographs. Don't make this weird. Besides, my Sharpie was in my outfit that this dreadful guy stole. Somebody stole your clothes? Look who just joined the conversation. All right, so I'm going to skip this. Maybe do a thing with it later. But so yeah, naked dude, he's in his underwear. I think, is there a heart on the back? Yeah, there's a big heart right in the middle of his butt. Look at that. It's hilarious. I love it. So, I'm not saying this character, but someone as unique and interesting as this guy, would be a great um would be a great NPC to have hanging out with you, following you where you go. And if they ever, I don't think any NPCs can do the combats. They had that in the original Adventure Quest. I think that game is still around. Um, it's a turn-based, two-dimensional, um, and it's like the strategy involved is based on elemental attacks. Like I think it's lightning, water, earth, air, fire, water, dark, light. I think those are the ones that they have. Anyway, so I think that if they ever come up with, pets, Jesus, how many times am I gonna say, if they ever come up with pets that can be involved in combat, first of all, it would have to be in very specific situations, like certain boss fights or certain mob areas, but it shouldn't be where your NPCs are going to, um, you know, attack guys that other players are trying to attack. Because if someone else doesn't get in a hit because your NPC went and got the hit and you weren't even trying to, you weren't trying to kill that guy so fast, that would suck for both of you, really. But this whole thing where, you could have these interesting characters who maybe comment like here or there, like maybe if you have chat bubbles activated, they'll say something funny whenever you walk into a certain area. Like for instance, there's this area called Frostville, and in Frostville it's very cold and there's snow and ice everywhere. And so somebody like this guy who's just not dressed for that weather, it would be really it would be funny for him to comment on, you know, him saying to you, "Aren't you cold?" or saying something, like implying that he's warm even though he's very clearly not dressed for the weather, or for him to go to the masquerade with you and in a place like that be like, "Oh, I'm totally dressed for this because I'm already wearing a mask." And, it doesn't have to be about what they're wearing. That's just what came off the top of my head because that's one of the funny things about this guy. Um, all right. Next place. If I can figure it out. Okay, here I am in Starbucks Coffee. This is in the Zombie event or world as part of the event for the 20th anniversary. And she's facing the other direction right now. But this chick, um, Yvette, oh, there's a fight going on there. She is pretty crazy. She's a necromancer, and oh, I'm in combat. When did that happen? Oh, I guess combat's over. All right, so Yvette here. She just says, "Can I take your order?" Well, when you do the storyline, she is hilarious. She's so funny. I love it. And she's someone that, all right, necromancing barista, unique characters like that. All right, lovesick necromancing barista. On top of that, characters like that are perfect for this type of idea. And so yeah, that is what I think should be done or could be done. And I think people would love it. So Artix Entertainment, if you guys end up seeing this video, you know, take a poll. See what people do, what they comment on, what they like, or maybe even have an event where you have someone select in the game their favorite NPCs and then see, of a list that you compile ahead of time of who would be the best. And then you could do it like that. Or you could just come up with something you think is creative. Oh, there's runes on the front of that vest there. That's pretty cool. But the point is that there are ways to find out, marketability, what are people going to want as far as having NPCs like that for quests. And then you could even have exclusive ones where you charge dragon crystals for opening that quest line. But you need both. For a game like this, you need ones where people can put the hard work into it and get a reward, because then they're going to want to continue playing. And if people lose interest in the game, they're not going to want DCs. And I'm not saying people would lose interest, because this is an awesome game. I'm certainly not losing interest. But I think that, there's just so much possible with this idea. So this is my Christmas wish for next year. I mean, it's Christmas Day now, but probably a little late to be putting this together. Is pet NPCs, basically, you know. I think companions would add a lot to the game. So there you go. There you have it. Artix Entertainment, if you're listening, just check out the possibility of putting more NPC quest lines to have them as companions, just like the one for the Ornithon's nephew at the bank, because people were really into that. But I think that you should come out with a variety of them at the same time. That way, people have something to talk about, not just, oh, everyone's doing that, everyone's got it, I'm not even going to bother now because, I don't want it that bad, and there's no point in having something everyone else has. Well, if you come out with, let's say, 12, a dozen different, cosmetic followers, basically, then at a time, then people have a selection, and you end up having different people say, um, there's not as much competition for any one thing. So if people are like, um, a co-op fight is great, but for some of this stuff where it's like, there's too many people fighting the same enemies, and they're not getting a chance to get a hit in because there's so many people killing them so fast. That sucks. So that's one reason to do several at a time. Another reason is to add that variation, to give people a choice of, oh, which one are you going to do first? Oh, I'm doing this one. What do you think about this other character? And it gives people more to talk about that event or that part of the game. And keeping people interested in not just in the game itself, but in each other's choices with it, and adding that degree of people talking about, oh, I like this about this character, and I like this about this game. You know, it adds a lot. So so that's what I have to say about that. And I'll check you guys later. Have a happy Christmas, y'all.